All right, welcome to our lesson, and you can just follow along right on your note sheet and take notes as we go here. So our goal is to graph two variable inequalities. So two variable just means we're going to have both x's and y's in our inequalities. All right, and the process for doing this is get y alone if it's not already alone in the equation. Sometimes that'll be done, sometimes you'll have to do it. And then you're going to draw either a solid or dashed line, and the way you're going to determine this is if there's no equal to part, dashed line. If there is an equal to part, then you're going to draw a solid line because the points on the line count as solutions. Then you're going to draw the graph. There's two types of graphs you're going to be drawing in this section. If it is an mx plus b one, you're going to be drawing just a straight line, solid or dashed straight line. And then if it involves absolute value at all, then you'll be drawing a solid or dashed V shape. The final step is you will shade above or below the line. So just maybe as an example here, we graph this inequality and we've got a dashed line, for example, and then we may say all our answers are the xy pairs that are above that line. Okay, and the way you're going to be able to tell is if the mouth is eating y, you're going to be above the line or the V, I guess if you drew a V. If it is less than, if y is less than, then it will be below the line or V. Alright, so let's do a couple examples. First one is we've already got y alone, and we're going to be graphing a straight line because it's not an absolute value here, it's just an mx plus b situation. So we're going to make the line, it's kind of like you go to the land of make-believe and pretend that it was an equation for a second. So we're going to graph it kind of like it's an equation where we have a y-intercept of 4, and then we have a slope of -3, down 3, right 1, down 3, right 1. Okay, and before I draw my line here, normally I just draw my straight line, but I'm going to think this is an inequality and there's no equal to part. So in our inequality sign, there's no equal to part, so that means dashed. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and instead of drawing a solid line here, I'm going to draw a dash because the xy points on the line do not count as answers. Final step then is to shade either above or below this line, and so the mouth is facing y, which means we want big y values, which are the y's that are up high, and so we end up shading above the line, and all up there, the xy, all these points up here are the xy solutions to that inequality. Alright, here's one for you to try. Okay, so it's kind of like the last question. The only difference is you need to get y alone. So I'm going to pause the video here and it's up for you to solve right on your note sheet, and then the answer will come after this. Alright, so you can check your work against what I have here. First step is to get y alone. So we'll do that a bunch this year. Add 4 to both sides and then divide by +2. So the sign does not flip directions at all here. If we had divided by negative, the inequality symbol would switch directions, but in this case it just stays the way it is. Okay, so now graph with the y-intercept of 2 and the slope of -1. So when I graph, I'm going to go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. Before I draw the line, I'm going to think in my head solid or dashed line. In this case, because there is an equal to in the inequality symbol, solid. Right, the points on that line count, so I draw a solid line. Final step, do I shade above or below? Well, if the mouth is facing away from y, means y is less than, means little y values, and so we go down. Right, going down where the y values are small. So we shade down here, and then we draw ourselves a smiley face because everything is good. Hopefully that's the answer you got on a sheet. If not, maybe bop your neighbor on the head and see if they can help you. All right, thank you.